You know, most entrepreneurs get stuck because they fail to understand what it really takes to build a successful business. They dive in, they hustle hard, and then boom, they hit a wall, completely stop. And then they wonder, why am I not seeing the results that I dreamed of early on? And so, what if I told you that business growth isn't just one big leap? Literally, it's a journey through every specific phase. Yes, every one of them, and there's five. And knowing these phases and how to master each one is what separates the winners from the countless people who never make it, i.e., the losers. So, look, I'm gonna break down five critical phases every single business goes through. Yes, every one of them. And why profitability isn't just a milestone, because it's ultimately the proof that your business concept actually works. So every business starts with, guess what? An idea. Yes, that's right. The spark, the dream, and the startup phase is completely raw, it's exciting, and it's definitely chaotic. If you've been there, then you know. And you know, you're testing the waters initially. That's what you're doing. And you're trying to find a product market fit by juggling a million things all at once, with often little to no revenue. So here's the resistance. Most founders, they actually get frustrated because the results don't match the effort or what they envisioned it would be. You put your soul and your efforts all into this product, and customers just don't rush in overnight like you envisioned that they would. And so you face doubt and you think, should I pivot? Should I push harder, change products, or completely give up? So the key takeaway here is persistence and rapid learning. That's going to get you through. Focusing on the persistence and focusing on the learning is going to take you to new heights. The startup phase is literally about experimenting, listening deeply to your customers, iterating that, and then adjusting your vision based on real feedback, not just what you envision. And here's the thing, it's the hero's trial in the hero's journey. And this phase separates the dreamers from the doers. So if you survive the startup chaos, you enter what I call the perseverance phase. And this is where many businesses face their biggest test. Why? Because you're still not profitable, you're barely breaking even at that, and the novelty of this new business and venture has completely worn off. So what's the friction with this phase? Burnout and doubt completely intensify. Why? Because sales may plateau and you face competitors who seem to have it all figured out when you look at what they're doing. And friends and family ask, when will this pay off? So you're getting pressures from areas that you didn't even expect to get pressures from. The stakes get real and you have to decide, do you push through or completely walk away? So here's the secret. Most businesses fail in this phase. Why? Because entrepreneurs, they treat it like a sprint, not a marathon. Slow and steady wins the race in this phase, and you got to double down. This is the time to kick doubt out, double down on your efforts, because the businesses that persevere don't just grind harder, they actually get smarter by learning, feedback, seeing what's going on in and on the business, and they optimize operations, build better systems, and ultimately start planning for real profitability. Now, here's the turning point, profitability. Everybody wants that, and you can't wait to get there. But this isn't just about making money. It's proof that your business model actually works. Yes, that it actually works. Because without sales and profitability, you have no business. And it validates all the hard work that you put in before this, the pivots, and of course, you know, the sleepless nights. So the stakes here are huge. Profitability equals stability. And it's also when new challenges creep their way into your business and your personal life. And you must decide, do you stay small and steady, or are you ready to completely scale up? So many founders underestimate how vitally important this phase is. Why? Because without profitability, like I just said, your business is literally a hypothesis, a complete what if. That's right, it's not real. Because if no sales come in, then like I said, there is no business at all. So once you have sales and profit, guess what? You have evidence, concrete evidence that your product or your service meets real demand, and the customers are willing to pay for that. So the scaling phase, yes, this is one of my favorite ones because this is where your business completely transforms. You are no longer testing and just surviving to make it through. You're literally expanding aggressively. Keyword, aggressively. And the means of growing your team, your marketing, your operations, you're reaching more customers and ultimately entering new markets. Very crucial. But you have to do this methodically and strategically, because innovating new products too fast or expanding to new markets too quickly, you could start to self-implode and have focus on the wrong areas. Again, methodically and strategically, but this is where the magic happens. But here's the friction. Just like I said, scaling too fast without a solid foundation, you're gonna break your business, completely break it down. Cash flow issues, quality control problems, which is major, which will cost the business thousands, if not millions, if not handled appropriately or prevented up front, and team misalignment. Right? Your entire ecosystem on your team and your company culture could start to implode. Look at American Apparel, for example. Horrible situation. That's what happens when you scale too quickly and you do this in a wrong fashion, right? They did it wrong, and that's something that you could watch. There's a documentary and you could learn a lot from that. But I digress. So misalignment from the team, and they will threaten to pull everything apart. It'll completely pull apart, your company will fail, and now you'll be focused on the wrong things. So the pro tip here, scale with systems. Seems simple, but it's actually harder to do. Focusing on the systems and the processes, you're gonna do better than the majority of entrepreneurs out there, right? Because this is not just a side hustle or a hustle in general. You're not making decisions on the whim or by the seat of your pants. You have to plan strategically and focus on those processes and systems. Again, processes and systems. There's a reason those words were said a couple of times in the last few minutes. Now, you want to build repeatable processes. Yes, and use the data to make decisions. Because the other bigger thing here is empowering your team. If you don't empower the team, guess what? You're going to micromanage them. They're not going to be able to do their job, and you're not going to be able to scale. Let them fail. Fail fast, learn fast. Yes, might cost the company a little bit, but they will learn what not to do. So empower them, let them make decisions and work autonomously within reason on their own. Remember, here's something that I like to say. Scaling without a profitable foundation is like building a skyscraper on sand. It's not gonna hold, it's gonna sink. Finally, the best phase of them all, after all the blood, the sweat, the tears, all the efforts and sleepless nights, comes the exit phase. That's right, because whether you're selling your business, merging, going public, or handing it off to somebody else, this is where you reap the rewards of the journey and where the journey comes complete. But be careful, because you're going to lose your identity when you do that. Why? Here's where most entrepreneurs get emotional. That's right, because they hit resistance again here. They don't want to let it go. It's their baby. You built something from nothing. You put all your time and effort into this. And I know, because I have a lot of businesses as well, and I don't want to let them go, and I should. So it's time to pass the torch. You built this. It made you money. What got you here will not get you there. Things change. There's cycles. There's market cycles. All of this is things to be aware of. But check this. The smartest business owners actually prepared for this day on day one. They came into the business, starting it, doing whatever they had to do, scaling it, all the phases up to the point where they knew that they were going to be selling it. And if you plan this right and you build with an exit in mind, they structure their business, the finances, the brand, all of that, then guess what? You have done a great job and you planned in advance. Many entrepreneurs don't do this. They start the business, they get going, and then they realize, wow, I need to go sell it. And when you prepare to sell a business, it's a major thing. A lot of things have to be in play. And if you're the key part of the business as the business owner, if you can't step away, if you are removed from the business and the business is not the business because you're there, probably not going to sell or is not going to be valued much at all. So what's the real takeaway here? Every successful business must pass through these 5 phases. They must. And knowing where you are on this journey and what battles you're facing is crucial. It gives you clarity and it also gives you direction. And remember, profitability isn't just a goal. It's one, but not the only one. But it's also your proof that everything that you're doing is actually working. It's your signal that everything that you built actually has real value. And without it, scaling and exit, they're just pipe dreams. So check this. If you're stuck in any phase on this 5-phase scale, you know where you're stuck at. You know what to do, and you have the tools now to completely dive in deep to yourself and your business and fix it because you know what the next phase is, right? Now, don't despair. This is your hero's journey. It's your lifelong journey to grow this business. Maybe it's a temporary journey. Whatever it is, it's going to be filled with friction, resistance, and breakthroughs. This is the biggest learning process that you're on in your entire life. So treat it as such. Don't hate it, love it. Turn that frown upside down. So keep learning, keep adapting, and when you get to profitability, celebrate it like the victory it is, because the first sale means that you'll make a second. The first 10 means ultimately you have a viable product, a viable business, and you can now scale this to the moon. So check this out. Drop a comment on what phase you are in, what phase you're having problems with. Be humble with it and be vulnerable. I seriously will reply to every one of these, and I want to hear from you because I want to know what your biggest struggle is right now. And if you want to learn more about any of this stuff, watch other videos on this channel. All videos on the channel are about business, entrepreneurship, and everything that you will need to be successful in your business and your personal life as an entrepreneur. So thank you for watching. Remember, your business is a journey and it's your story. How are you drawing out your story? Because you're writing it as we speak right now. And you're the hero in your story. Let's keep moving forward together.